It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. I need my credit when I'm popping shit. Shift the game like I'm driving stick. Money piling my wallet. Dick numbers looking like scholarships. I'm out there, bit. Hurricane season. Send me overseas, get a bag, and I'm leaving. I'm back with the reason. I'm a rapper supreme. Like burritos on a rap for the vegans. Back to attack, make achievements. Nigga fuck a flag for religious. I put on a mask and I'm thieving. All black with a skull cap and Adidas. Insufficient funds. 50, 150. Nigga get it done. Feeling big as pun. Industry critics don't like me. What you gonna do? Should night me? Swimming upstream, so Pisces. Got a Gucci on me, so icy. All the floozies. When it comes stand by me, 7-Eleven is getting too dicey. I be killing y'all nigga with the flow. The turkey gets big, I be kicking in doors. Leviticus niggas get spiritual, call me the bishop. I'm watching y'all decompose. I don't really need no ops, I don't need no props. I'ma sink my shot like swish. I'm a Gambino, looking for a freak hoe, pink flamingo box. Everybody wanna know the recipe. I got my flow in the Chesapeake. I'm a SOB from the A with my style on Texas Pete. Yes indeed. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there on this evening. Right quick, before we get into this video, I want to say, look out for the interview between myself and I'll be back very soon. All right. Now, if y'all saw the Chapo interview, y'all know that things got a little bit testy there. And Chapo was rightfully wondering what was going on with the comment that Albie had left on our previous video talking about Chapo. Behind the scenes, we've gotten a little bit of communication going. Albie clarified he meant no harm, but that did end up sparking a conversation between myself and him to talk about his career, things that he's been involved in, and talk about the craft of this swordsman game that we partake in hip hop with our pen, talking about contributing, ghostwriting, songwriting, being a part of different movements and things of that nature. So be on the lookout for that very soon. All right. Now, in this video, we're going to be getting into Billboard's top, what is this, 25 rappers, female rappers of all time list. I believe it's 25. Let me go back to the top of the list here. I'm gonna share my screen in just a moment. Yes, this is their top 25 best female rappers of all time. Okay, excluding nobody, all eras. This is their definitive 25 list. Now, what I find interesting is when you do something like this, and then you come back a year or 2 years later, and then you redo it all over again. Does this one become null and void? Is this definitive for the foreseeable future, or are y'all gonna keep rearranging this list as more ladies come into the game? You know, I don't know, but I guess we'll just have to see. Now, what's interesting is Vibe just recently did a top 30 female rap features list of all time. There was some controversy around that. I meant to actually talk about that a few days ago, but there's been so much going on in the game, so much of stuff that I had to prioritize to talk about. So I never got around to it, but I am glad that we can get to this Billboard list and see what their perspective is on the female rap division. You feel me? So let's go ahead and get to it. Let me share my screen and see what they have to say. All right, jumping right into it. Fresh out the frying pan into the fire. The 25 best female rappers of all time staff picks. Billboard compiles the best female rappers of all time. Let the debate begin. So who do they have at number 25? Okay, they do a whole thing here leading into it. Today's rap landscape wouldn't have been possible without the pioneering role of women MCs. Facts. In an era when the field was predominantly male in the 70s and 80s, these fearless wordsmiths, including MC Lyte, Roxanne Shante, Salt and Pepper, and Queen Latifah, emerged to transform it. MC Lyte, the first ever female MC to release a solo studio album, and Roxanne Shante, who showcased her dominance during her lyrical tussle with UTFO, are just a few examples of the incredible talent that emerged. Salt and Pepper, with their magnetic personalities and sex appeal, showed the world that women can run the game with the best of them, both on and off the mic. And then there's Missy Elliott, whose innate creativity not only made music videos motion picture quality, but also threw the convention out the window, leaving a lasting impact on the genre. So far, y'all are pretty much accurate. Okay? What we got here? Some of the greatest masterworks in rap today were crafted by women, including Lauryn Hill's Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, which won 5 Grammys, Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday, which was certified triple platinum, and now Doechie's revered Grammy Award-winning project Alligator Bites Never Heal. The genre doesn't move without women. With a flurry of artists today zipping past the competition, ranging from Megan Thee Stallion to Cardi B to Glorilla to Lotto, it's hard to imagine what hip-hop would be if women MCs didn't have a say in the genre's ever-growing evolution. Below, the Billboard staff compiles our picks for the 25 best female rappers of all time along the following criteria. Okay, good that we have a criteria here. Body of work / achievements, which is charted singles and albums, gold, platinum certifications. That's part of it. Commercial success. Cultural impact / influence, which is being determined as how the artist's work fostered the genre's evolution. Longevity, years at the mic. So if you haven't really put in enough time, you may not make the list. We've got lyrics, storytelling skills, and flow, vocal prowess, right? So all of those things will be judged. See our picks below and let us know who you think is the best female rapper ever. At number 25, they start off the list with Tierra Whack. I find this to be a very interesting position. I like Tierra Whack as a rapper. I like when she freestyles. I like when she hops on Instagram and just bars up over niggas' beats. I've seen her bar up over niggas' beats a million times. I'm not the biggest fan of Tierra Whack's music. And a lot of her music, she doesn't even necessarily rap. She elects to sing more in her actual releases, which I do feel kind of deters her rapping ability. You know what I'm saying? But they have her at number 25. Y'all could let me know where y'all would put Tierra Whack. So they say it's a whack world and we're just living in it. Tierra Whack breathed fresh air into hip-hop with her acclaimed 2018 visual mixtape of that name, where every track clocked in at 1 minute, as the Philly native welcomed us into her imaginative rap funhouse. Her eerie mumbo-jumbo video picked up a Grammy nomination in 2019. Since then, Whack's proven to be a lethal collaborator, while shining on high-profile team-ups like Lil Yachty's TD with Tyler, the Creator, and A$AP Rocky. She also got the call from Beyonce to guest on The Lion King's My Power. Whack's 2024 included a Verse of the Year candidate on Chief Keef's Band It Up, and she looked inward for her raw worldwide Whack debut LP. That is Michael Saponara with his pick at number 25. Number 24, we've got Doechii. Okay, I know this is going to be a controversial take. Not everybody is a big fan of Doechii. I know I am. I do hold Doechii as at a higher regard musically as a rapper than Tierra Whack, although I do think they have similar styles if you just take them as rappers at their face and what they can do on the mic. They are in a very similar bracket. It's just that the music that they put out is different, right? So for Doechii, they say, although we're still waiting for the Tampa MC's debut studio album, and I think that also could be a sour taste in people's mouth to say, why is Doechii in the top 25 all time without a full studio album out yet? I think that's a fair assessment, but we'll just have to see who else made the list. I hope that they give reverence to the history of this thing too, as they did in the opening, right? Just the second solo woman to win the Best Rap Album Grammy. Doechii has quickly risen from quirky internet sensation to an Anna Wintour-approved force across music, fashion, and pop culture. As she's collected hits like the Therapy Boom Bap Tour de Force Denial is a River and the Frayed Nerve, Gautier sampling revived single Anxiety, which is blazing up the charts. They just did a flash mob out in the street to this song. Her very first Hot 100 Top 10 hit, Doechii has refused to compromise or sacrifice her artistic integrity, spinning 2020's gold out of sounds and styles that would be completely unviable for nearly any other artist in this era. That is Cal Dennis with their choice at number 24. Number 23, we've got Gangsta Boo. Okay? Now, of course, we know she's part of the 3-6 Mafia collective. She's got a couple iconic verses in the game. She's in at number 23. Y'all feel free to let me know where y'all would put Gangsta Boo. They say the first lady of 3-6 Mafia and rap's high priestess Gangsta Boo helped the influential group out of Memphis tell hood tales from the female perspective. At just 15 years old, she became one of the first female rappers in the hardcore rap scene when she contributed to 3 6 Mafia's debut album, Mystic Styles. A few years later, at 19, she dropped a classic debut of her own, In Inquiring Minds, which included the standout track, Where Them Dollars At? Hey, where them dollars at? Which definitely got heavy radio play in the South. I don't know where you are located, but I know it got heavy play in the South. Before her untimely passing in 2023, Gangsta Boo was having a bit of a resurgence as she had recently collaborated with the likes of the late Beat King, rest in peace also, Run the Jewels, Glorilla, Lotto, and fellow Hypnotized Minds affiliate LeChat. So that's Angel Diaz, who's been in the game very long time, with the number 23 pick all time for the ladies. Number 22, Lady of Rage. Now, Lady of Rage is one of the best ladies to ever touch a mic. She may not have a lot of material or a whole gang of it, but you put her in the booth with anybody. You put you put a mic, you put a beat on, she's gonna body just about everybody, men included. All right? Period. As an integral part of Death Row Records' mid-90s speak, Lady of Rage served as the secret sauce to many of the label's biggest moments. Secret sauce, okay. She was an integral part of Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg's groundbreaking debuts, The Chronic and Doggy Style, appearing on many of the album's hardest tracks, including Stranded on Death Row, I think. Not Standing on Death Row, but Stranded, which she bodied. And For All My Niggas and Bitches. She entered the arena herself with the Slick Above the Rim soundtrack hit, Afro Pub. So rock, roof, and stuff with my Afro Pub. Rock on with your bad self in 1994. Followed by her lone album, Necessary Roughness, in 1997. While she would eventually pivot into acting, many old heads to this day regard the lady as one of the most underrated MCs ever. Shout out to Mackenzie Cummins Grady. I do agree with you. Number 22, that might be debatable to some, but I think you would have to put her above Glorilla all time, but maybe Glorilla will actually build up to that part, to that that peak at a later time. Today I don't see, but they got Glorilla number 21, which I respect and love Glow, so it's no diss here. The husky-voiced Memphis, Tennessee MC gained buzz in 2022 with her chant-worthy Hit Kid produced breakout hit FNF Let's Go, which led to Glorilla signing to Yo Gotti's label Collective Music Group and scoring her first Grammy nomination in 2023. She kept the momentum going. Months later, Whip Tomorrow and the Cardi B remix earned Glow her first Hot 100 Top 10 hit. Now again, for the OGs out there, the people that really stood the test of time as hip-hop fans, aficionados, and consumers, I know it's probably going to be a knee-jerk reaction for you to see these newer artists that have come out within the last 5 years being placed in a top 25 all-time list. And I understand where you're coming from, okay? I just want to acknowledge y'all. Excuse me. Even after an uneventful 2023, Billboard's Hardest Female Rapper 2024 commenced her comeback year with her 2-time Grammy-nominated Glow, which we rapped on in the intro here. From her sophomore mixtape, Everything, the project also included her other Hot 100 Top 40 hit, Wanna Be with Megan Thee Stallion. The viral success of her Rihanna-approved Scorching Summer smash, TGIF, paved the way for Glow's debut album. She found harmony between Turning Up and Bowing Down on Glorious, which became her highest charting project on the Billboard 200 at number 5, where Glorilla had the highest opening week in 2024 for a female rapper at 69,000 units. Okay, Glow's Southern charm, updated crunk sound, and trend-setting glossary prove she's one of the premier rap girls of this generation by hearing Mamo. All right, so that's number 21 with Glorilla. Let's keep this thing going. Number 20, Moni Love. Yes, let's get it for Moni Love. Okay, she did her motherfucking thing, coming from the UK and coming over here with the Queen, and contributing to hip hop culture even beyond just being a lyricist. She went on to do radio for many years. Personality. Let's get to it. The M.O. and she's the spelling rap. The British invasion in rap music came to the States way before Skepta and Central C crossed over. Along with Slick Rick, Moni Love's impact on rap's early days of mainstream success is undeniable, proving that hip-hop was a global force to be reckoned with. She moved to NYC from London during the 80s and immediately made a splash with high-profile features on De La Soul's Buddy remix and Queen Latifah's Ladies First. As she eventually became a member of the influential Native Tongues Collective, Moni also showed how rappers can transition into second careers and has a stellar radio broadcast career to show for it. Now, to be fair, because Moni, she didn't have the most prolific solo career. I personally would have had her a few notches back if we're comparing all things in totality, from longevity to impact to all of those different things. I think Moni definitely deserves to be on this list, no question. But if we're taking all of these things into consideration through a current lens, I may have had her a few spots back. But influentially, I think a lot of these ladies, especially those like the Doechis of the world, the Tierras of the world, I'm sure they're familiar with Moni. Okay. Number 19, Lotto. Interesting choice. I like Lotto. I think she's one of the better lyricists out of today's ladies, even if she doesn't necessarily always lean into her lyrical rap bag. It's definitely a part of her arsenal, right? They say after winning the first season of Jermaine Dupri's Rap Game in 2016, Lotto proved she wasn't playing around. Under her previous racially controversial moniker Mulatto, she broke out with her Raw 2019 debut single Bitch from the South from her RCA Records debut album Queen of the South. But her Lotto rebrand in 2021 spawned an even more rewarding era. Her funky, feel-good, hit Big Energy featuring Mariah Carey and DJ Khaled on the remix became her bid for the mainstream pop world. Big Energy reached number 3 on the Hot 100 and conquered pop, rhythmic, and rap radio, hitting the jackpot ahead of her 2022 sophomore album, 777. With her newfound commercial appeal, she balanced hard-hitting trap beats with her tender pop, R&B, and gospel melodies, resulting in 2 2023 Grammy nominations. But on her third LP and first top rap albums #1, Sugar Honey Iced Tea, Lotto made her case on why she belongs in Southern rap's elite, delivering sweet hometown odes with her rap sung cadence and scoring A-list features from the ATL legends whose status she hopes to share one day. Okay, so that's Lotto at number 19. I think this is actually a good spot for her. I think she's earned that. Next up, Remy Ma. Okay. Now, Remy was a beast. Remy could still go today, but Remy at one point, I remember when I first heard Remy on Big Pun album, that motherfucking Remy Martin, because remember she went by Remy Martin at first. That Remy Martin freestyle on that bitch, where she rapped over the Get At Me Dog beat. If you wasn't there for that, oh my God. She's got some shit. And she delivered some hits over the years. She got, very important battle with Nicki Minaj. Some would say that she won. So, she definitely earned her keep in this game, despite having been shortchanged due to, legal issues and being in jail for many years. She still has her stamp. So they say the Terror Squad MC broke through initially on Big Pun's Yeah Baby album before bringing her signature Bronx swagger to the breakout hit Lean Back, where she and Fat Joe delivered a New York City classic and Hot 100 chart topper that has stood the test of time. You got to be honest about that. Her debut album, There's Something About Remy, tapped some of the top producers in the name. What you mean in the name? You mean in the game. For cuts like I'm Conceited, I Got a Reason, and Whatever. If you wasn't there for it, you wouldn't know it, right? But it was after she spent 6 years in prison on a gun charge that her career hit new heights with the Fat Joe French Montana collab, We All the Way Up. Her first ever top 40 hit on the Hot 100, peaking at number 27, which landed 2 Grammy nominations in 27. Shout out to Dan Rice for his choice. Next up at number 17, we've got Rhapsody. Okay, yeah, Rhapsody definitely deserves to be on this list. And she's tenured. She's been here forever. I believe the first time I heard Rhapsody might have been 2006 or 7. No, it wasn't that soon. Maybe 2008. It's between 07 and 08. She was around from like 2005, though, to be clear. Because my cousin put me on game. But anyway, A 5-time Grammy nominee, damn, 5. Rhapsody deservedly won her first Golden Gramophone this year for Best Melodic Rap Performance for 3 AM featuring Erykah Badu. The romantic track appears on the North Carolina rapper's latest project, Please Don't Cry, which I told y'all should have checked out. You know, y'all want me to talk about people like Rhapsody more? Y'all got to support Rhapsody more when we do talk about her. The 2024 album is the fourth in a string of critically acclaimed mixtapes and albums, which began after Rhapsody signed with production guru Ninth Wonder. Shout out to Ninth Wonder, who's actually checked in on the channel. Shout out to Ruben Vincent for facilitating that. And we still need you on the channel, Ruben. Maybe we could get Rhapsody one day. On the label It's a Wonderful World Music Group, and released the 2012 debut album The Idea of Beautiful. Signed to Roc Nation since 2016, the soft-spoken Rhapsody lets her soulful style, astute lyrics, and intricate rhymes speak volumes about living life. Shout out to Gail Mitchell. Number 16, we've got Doja Cat, who sparked a very controversial debate on the channel the other day, but never have I discounted Doja Cat's talent, skills, or music making ability. Okay, so they have her a notch above Rhapsody. Lyrically, I would take Rhapsody, but of course, Doja has the records, the marketability, the label push, you know, and she's also got her own level of influence out here. So they say even after 5 years of repeatedly proving her rap prowess, Doja's doubters weren't letting up, and in 2023, she decided to do something about it. Not only did Doja proceed to help SZA earn her first Billboard Hot 100 number one when delivering a maniacal ex-killing assist, which basically the same shit, right? On her Grammy-winning collaborator Kill Bill remix, she took her razor-sharp bars to another level on the rap-leaning Scarlet, which boasts the top charting smash Paint the Town Red, which was a very big record, and the Grammy-nominated boom bap hit Attention, which was also another good one. I've also rapped on that beat. Fuck the Grrrls, crazy. And what was the other one? With the windows tinted, whatever that was. I always forget the title. That was one of my favorites from the project. Another rap-centric era from Doja, and she could find her way even further up this list, according to MS. Okay? Next up on the list, we've got Megan Thee Stallion. Okay? Number 15. So they got her above Doja, above Rhapsody, above a lot of the ladies. She's in the middle of the pack. Okay? All time. The Houston, Texas-bred MC started making a name for herself by rapping circles around the male competition in local ciphers with her silver-tongued, unapologetically raunchy delivery. But she broke into pop culture's upper echelon in 2020 with her deliciously saucy smash Savage featuring hometown hero Beyonce on the 2-time Grammy-winning remix and the culture-shaking sex-positive anthem WAP with Cardi B, which drove conservative pundits and politicians crazy on its way to the top of the Hot 100. As the world continued to punish black women for promoting their own pleasure, Meg transformed their collective pain into powerful art with her passionate plea to protect black women, taking center stage during her Saturday Night Live performance in October of 2020, months after her shooting incident with Tory Lanez, who is currently serving a 10-year prison sentence as a result. She continued expressing her vulnerability and resiliency in her 2022 album Trauma Zine and 2024's Megan, the latter of which marked her first release under her independent entity Hot Girl Productions. Meg shed her skin on her self-titled LP, reflecting on the highs and lows of being on top without backing down. Once again, we've got somebody that doesn't want to reveal their name with HM. Next up, we're going into the legend bag. Number 14. Yeah, we get into that top 10, y'all. We got Miss Lisa Left Eye Lopez, who definitely put her stamp down in the game. Very influential, from her voice to her rhyme style, to her personal style and fashion, to her candor in interviews, the whole nine, right? Undisputedly, TLC's heartbeat, Lisa Left Eye Lopez left an indelible mark on the pop and R&B worlds with her spunky raps and mesmerizing presence. Left Eye was a masterful playmaker when given the ball, dribbling through classics like No Scrubs and Ain't Too Proud to Beg with seamless precision. And when she wasn't bruising the egos of hapless bachelors, she injected women with courage and wisdom, as shown by her timeless verse on Waterfalls. Before her tragic demise in 2004, Left Eye also grew into a punchy feature star, shining bright on the remixes to Donnell Jones' You Know What's Up. Say what, say what, say what. You know that about it, ain't it? Donnell Jones. And Missy Elliott's Ladies Night, where she completely bodied that verse as one of the standouts. Okay? Number 13, Trina. Now, when it comes to the baddest bitch with Trina, you know, I personally don't have her that high up on my list. I would have put her behind Megan and Left Eye. I probably would have had her lower than a lot of people. But I cannot take away the impact that she had on the game. She definitely was a resurgence of the raunchy female rap. She definitely was, you know, with the shits when people necessarily weren't ready for it. She made an impact fast, and she ran up the motherfucking digits. So I gotta give her that. She put on for Miami hip hop, which doesn't always get its just due in the greater hip hop conversation, and she's remained relevant up to now. So I do have to give her credit. But if just off of my personal taste, I would have had her a little lower. But that's just me. I know a lot of y'all love Trina, and rightfully so. Few artists can rightfully claim to have remained consistent and relevant enough to both enjoy their own mammoth runs and still get called to assist the next generation. Then again, few artists are Trina, aka the baddest female MC to come out of Miami. Best known for hits like Pullover and Here We Go, Trina's catalog has been instrumental in outlining the template for sex-positive Southern female rap that stresses independence, a woman's innate gangster, and the virtues of tricking. And I must say, we certainly would not have a City Girls without a Trina, right? Because both of them pull cues and can at times sound like Trina. So we got to give her that. With an assertive tone that's wholly unconcerned with mimicking the bass-heavy approach of New York female rappers, Trina's voice perfectly pairs with the Miami bass beats she tends to opt for. From her 2000s hits to her more recent collaborations with the new class of female rap stars like City Girls and Lotto, Trina has emerged as a key bridge between generations of women MCs. Okay? Now, we're at number 12 here, and we got Da Brat. I will put Da Brat in the top 10. That's my personal taste, but everybody doesn't agree, and that's okay. Okay? Da Brat was a trailblazer right from the jump. After signing with Jermaine Dupri's So So Def in 1992, she exploded out the gate with her debut album Functified in 1994, which became the first album by a female hip-hop solo artist to go platinum. I think that in itself is top 10, but we'll keep going. The album's lead single of the same name peaked at number 6 on the Hot 100, an astonishing feat for a female MC during a time when misogynistic gangster rap ruled the hip-hop airwaves. Da Brat was merely looking to celebrate herself and catch a vibe, and that sentiment clearly connected with both men and women en masse. That be R-I-A-T. And if you ever want to question how busy she gets, look up Missy Sock It To Me. Cause she went through like 4 flows on that motherfucker and went Twister fast and then went Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like she gave you every one of her styles on that song. And if you really want to go further, Lyrical Maleh, I can't say the full name. She bodies a lot of motherfuckers lyrically on that record. Number 11, Cardi B. Y'all know I love Megan. I love Cardi B. Have endless bounds of respect for them. I don't know if I would put Cardi B this high all time, which is debatable, right? Some people would put her higher because of the things that she's accomplished off one album. Some people would compare her to, Lauryn Hill, not musically, but impact-wise, because she still remains so relevant off of just one album. But to be honest, I might have had Cardi a bit behind if we're talking all time. Now, if we're talking current, I'm all for her being, higher. But I might have had her in the 20s to be all the way fair and honest. And I know some people will be like, how's she going to even rank with help with her pen? Well, hate to break it to you, but quite a few have had help with their pen if we're going to be, sticklers all the way down to it. Okay? But let's continue. Even with the only, even with only one album to her name, Cardi B has reshaped the rap stratosphere during her 8-year run. After Nicki Minaj dog-walked the competition for nearly a decade in 2017, Cardi entered the fray looking to detonate and explode on the female rap scene. Bodak Yellow was her first declaration as she barreled herself into the conversation with saucy taunts and racy lyrics that made her easy to love. Once Barty secured her first Hot 100 chart topper with Bodak, she caught fire, notching 4 more number ones as a lead artist on Up, WAP with Megan Thee Stallion, and I Like It with J Balvin and Bad Bunny, and as a guest on Maroon 5's Girls Like You. The proverbial icing on Cardi's tall cake of accolades lies in her 2018 opus Invasion of Privacy, arguably one of the best rap releases of the modern era. Cardi not only became the first female solo artist to win Best Rap Album at the Grammys, but also the first to have every song on her album go platinum. I thought Lauryn Hill did that too. I thought that was Lauryn Hill, Cardi, Doechii. I thought that was the big three of that Best Rap Album. But we'll continue. Number 10, Foxy Brown. Okay, now there's been plenty of discourse about whether or not Foxy Brown writes all her lyrics as well. That debate has also been circulated about Lil' Kim. And, you know, people have debunked and transmitted thoughts on all of those things. Not for me to really get into right now, but again, just the conversation that's happened over the years in hip hop. Hailing from the Thoroughwest Borough, Foxy Brown is still one of the illest MCs, male or female, to ever touch a mic. She scored a Def Jam contract at just 17 after impressing track masters at Park Slope Talent Contest as a teenager, kicking off one of the most impactful careers in female rap history. In addition to her, her 7 Hot 100 entries, including 1997's Jay-Z assisted I'll Be number 7. Foxy also boasts 2 Billboard 200 number 1 LPs, making her the first female rapper to have multiple albums top the chart. I kind of feel like they skipped a couple years. Okay? To be honest. Because didn't Foxy Brown show up on a LL Cool J album, the Mr. Smith album? Didn't she pop up on Jay-Z's album in 1996? Wasn't she part of the firm before the deal? I don't know. But I feel like some of the details have been skipped over. I don't know. Anyway. Known for her provocative lyrics, high fashion, she was John Galliano Dior's, and I could be saying that wrong, Galliano Dior Muse in 99, and husky flow sourced from dancehall's raw aggression, a genre she consistently nodded to as a first-gen Caribbean American. Brown helped streamline the blueprint for the contemporary female rap star with enduring hits like BK Anthem and beloved guest verses like her appearance on 112 You Already Know. Foxy's ability to seamlessly flow over any beat and weave in and out of different genres made for a stacked Grammy-nominated catalog that expressly influenced a fellow GOAT into one, Nicki Minaj. Okay, they got her at number 10. Her successor has not been named yet, but I'm sure she'll be top 10. All right. Number 9, we've got Eve. Who's that girl? Na, 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 na. Yeah. I don't even know you and I hate you. Let's get to it. Eve, since the late 90s, the blonde bombshell is broken necks with her silver tongue and quick-witted delivery. The first lady of Rough Riders roam tracks like a speedy gazelle capable of going 0 to 60 as proven on classics like What the Guess Want, Can't Tie, and Who's That Girl, which I just sung. And when seated alongside East Coast beasts like Jadakiss and Styles P, We Gonna Make It Remix and DMX Scream Double R, the Philly Stallion still galloped past the competition. Besides being box office in the streets, Eve was a credible hit maker with an impressive 4 top 10 Hot 100 hits, including the Dr. Dre produced Let Me Blow Your Mind and Gangsta Lovin' with Alicia Keys. Big shout out to Eve. And let's be clear, Eve probably could have put way more numbers on the board if she cared after like 2006. Because if she would have stayed in the game she probably would have been busting more heads. Number 8, Roxanne Shante. Big shout out to Roxanne Shante. Big shout out to Queensbridge. Okay. Now, of course, Roxanne didn't put out a lot of material, but she was very influential as one of the first ladies to really get in the ring and be confrontational and call her shit out. And she was just a teenager before the Skytail pager. You feel me? So Queensbridge, New York's Roxanne Shante played an undeniably impactful role in hip-hop history starting at 14 years old with her debut single Roxanne Speaks Out. Renamed Roxanne's Revenge, the 1984 DJ Marley Marl produced track was rap's first recorded beef, created in response to rap group UTFO's Roxanne Roxanne. First rap recorded beef ever, they saying. The beef not only incited the Roxanne Wars, a year-long narrative of answer songs, it also fired up the trailblazing career of the first woman rapper to unequivocally prove that female MCs could hold their own and more against their male counterparts. As Shantae, born Lolita Shantae Gooden, told Billboard in 2018, I didn't want to be second best. I didn't want to be the best girl. I wanted to be the best. That quest was finally solidified earlier this year when Shantae, whose fierce freestyling and fearlessness laid the foundation for decades of female and male rappers, became the first female solo rapper to receive the Grammy's Lifetime Achievement Award. Big shout out to her once again. And understand, when things in hip-hop slowed down, she made her label pay for her collegiate career, which led her to have a fruitful life down the line. Number 7, we got Salt and Pepper's Here. All right? Very iconic, also very influential. There's nothing you could take away from them because without these ladies, and you see how they dressed, this is the 80s, people. This was not initially accepted. We wouldn't have what we have today. As one of the first female rap groups to break through the mainstream, Salt and Pepper helped pave the way for every woman MC that came after them. Whether the trio was expressing sexual confidence over the funky Push It or encouraging emotional intelligence on Let's Talk About Sex, babe, the ladies sold 15 million records advocating for feminism in every conceivable measure. Their messages and their grooves remain timeless, and to this day there remain plenty of men who could heed Salt and Pepper's advice. MCG. Number 6, we've got MC Lyte. Who rocks the party? Rock your body. Huh? You can't talk about rap's founding mothers without including MC Lyte, the Lyte. The Queen's NY bred Dynamo has scored several milestones in a career that began in the late 80s when she broke through with her critically acclaimed 1988 debut album, Light as a Rock, the first full solo studio album released by a female rapper, the first female rapper to actually drop a real album. Her sophomore album, 1989's Eyes on This, reached the top 10 on Billboard's top R&B hip-hop albums and also charted on the Billboard 200, making it the first set by a female rapper to do so. Known for her brand of braggadocio rap sprinkled by her husky vocals, Lyte addressed spirituality and societal issues as well like addiction, misogyny, and racism. Georgie Porgy. Still active on the recording front, Lyte released her 9th studio album, One of One, in 2024. How many of them could say that? They still been dropping. Featuring assists from Queen Latifah, Stevie Wonder, Q-Tip, and Common. Not to mention, MC Lyte has been a very strong advocate for ladies such as Rhapsody, also ladies such as Lil Mama, who probably will not make this list, but is very talented in her own right. Okay, she tried to help her along the way for her resurgence years ago. And big shout out to MC Lyte. There's not an award show that we don't hear her doing voiceover. She is making bread off that voice even after deciding, hey, I'm going to take a little break from rap. I'm going to dibble and dabble. She's still getting to it. Number 5, Queen Latifah. Yeah, y'all already know. Now, again, this is another situation of... There's people out there that say Tretch used to write her rhymes. There's people that say others used to write her rhymes. I don't know that to be true, but it has been a conversation, but she's top 5 in this list, and I'm not finna argue. Now, they say arguably the most important artist in this list in terms of impact and influence. The Queen out of Jersey continues to reinvent what it means to be a bona fide superstar, not only because she rapped with the best of her era, male or female, She showed cats how to properly cross over into the mainstream without losing any flavor. Her 1989 debut album, All Hail the Queen, changed the game, showing how women played a crucial part during hip hop's early days of mainstream relevance. And songs like Ladies First, featuring a young Moni Love, big shout out, Ladies First, and UNITY, which is a motherfucking undisputed classic. Both of them are, to be honest. UNITY helped establish her as a feminist icon. If you go back and listen to her albums, you can hear where a lot of rappers got their whole styles from, as she effortlessly switches from rapping to singing as if she's changing lanes on a Kawasaki Ninja. Nice touch there, AD. Kawasaki Ninja throwback shit. You know? And she's traversed eras, man. Coming in with the queen shit, you know what I'm saying, and like going rough, rugged, and raw with the motherfucking jean outfits and shit in the 90s, man. TV, film, jazz. Yeah, she been on that shit. Broadway. You can't knock it. So we are now in the top 5. At number 4, we've got Lil' Kim. Very interesting that Foxy was number 10? Let me scroll up real quick. Yeah, Foxy was number 10, and Lil' Kim is at number 4. I honestly would put them a little bit closer in proximity if I had to say, not just because of their disagreements and not seeing eye to eye, but I think their career impact has been comparable. Now, I do say that Kim released a little bit more, if I'm not mistaken, but I still put them kind of in a similar bracket. But let's go to it. The Queen Bee is not only a rap icon, she's a style icon as well. The colorful wigs, the runway pieces she helped introduce to the streets, and her unrivaled confidence on wax and in her music videos inspired generations of women to be themselves. Her looks in the Crush on You video are still copied and used as mood board material almost 30 years later, while Kim's braggadocious rhymes on her classic 1996 debut album Hardcore and scene-stealing features on tracks like Puff's All About the Benjamins and Mary J. Blige's I Can Love You Better. Set the bar for their era. Lil' Kim's legacy remains just as important to the game as her mentor Biggie's is. Interesting. There's high praise there, and she did that. And I must say, I would be a fucking liar to say that she didn't also influence Nicki Minaj, whether people want to embrace that or not. It's a part of history. We can trace those videos. This is not something to take anything away from Nicki either, but just acknowledging that because they acknowledged Foxy's. Number 3, Lauryn Hill. Okay, another with only one solo album, unless you want to count Unplugged. So here we have her, and she dead ass nice, especially in her prime. There was a period where people might have identified her as the Nas of the ladies, right? Timeless isn't even a weighty enough adjective to describe the sound of Miss Lauryn Hill. Remember, she was the best rapper in her group with the Fugees. From her melodic work on the Fugees' blockbuster sophomore effort, The Score, to her own groundbreaking debut, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, her genre-bending talents across those two albums alone redefined what was possible in rap, blurring the line between R&B, funk, jazz, boom bap, and pop. Lauryn Hill's amalgamated approach to music inspired many of today's biggest stars, including Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and Nas. While no sophomore effort would ever appear, Miseducation led to Miss Hill earning 5 Grammys at the 99 ceremonies, including Album of the Year and Best New Artist. But don't get it twisted, she still got plenty of gas in the tank, as she most recently proved by hopping on Nas' Nobody in 2021. Shout out to MCG. So now we're getting into number 2, Missy Elliott. Now, if I'm going off of influence, iconography, imagery, and overall musical quality, I have no problem with Missy being number 2, but honestly, I would probably put her back a few notches off of lyrics. That's not to say that she can't rap. It's just that her lyrics are more like fun, Ta 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 ta. Sex me so good I say blah blah blah. Not to say that's all her raps ever said, but you know, she had a different way of conveying her shit, and she could out sing your favorite singer and write they fucking album if she wanted to, and turn around and produce that bitch. So don't get it twisted like I'm taking away from Missy, but you know, she probably has probably more records sold than a lot of these others on the list. But me personally, although I love Missy, she wouldn't be my number two, but I respect the fuck out of it, okay? Make no mistake. It's hard to think of a more daring creative visionary than Missy Misdemeanor Elliott. Emerging as part of the 90s swing mob collective alongside her childhood friend Timbaland, the pair branched off in 1997 for Missy's seminal debut, Super Duper Fly. The album was a commercial juggernaut in part to Missy's ability to boil down raw emotions into quippy, succinct bars, and because of her larger-than-life presence in the song's eye-popping MTV-dominating music videos. Hits like The Rain and Sock It To Me felt just as pop-adjacent as they were hip-hop, and their explicit lyrics pushed the boundaries of what female empowerment looked like at the time. Countless other beloved smash records, Get Your Freak On, Work It, and Lose Control. And classic visuals later, Missy remains an immovable force in hip-hop culture. MCG, I agree with you. Just maybe not at the number, but I will accept it. And number one, you might have guessed it, Nicki Minaj, okay? She is the queen, and Billboard puts her at the throne, all right? So Nicki Minaj here, they say, I'm number one. Y'all go argue over top four. Nicki Minaj boastfully flexed on Pink Friday too. Who else did you expect to see at number one on this list 15 years after she left Earth with her godly verse on Kanye West's Monster and delivered her seminal Pink Friday debut album? The First Lady of Young Money is still running laps around the competition. Minaj quickly usurped the throne and stylistically rewrote the playbook for female rappers while becoming an architect of pop music in the process. Whether she's tapping into her storied rap personas, Harajuku Barbie, Roman Zelensky, or Chun-Li, or just spitting as Onika, the story of rap can't be told without Minaj, and she's got plenty of sons around the industry running through the doors she busted down. Okay. Now, for some people, this will be a very controversial topic. I'm going to try to remain respectful. I'm not surprised by this, not one bit. If this were my personal list, Nicki Minaj probably would not be number one, not because she's not talented, not because she has not put up numbers on the board and broken records, and that has been the story of her career, and she deserves to be praised for all of those things. Just out of the group that we have here, my desire to listen to her music is not as strong as the others. And that, to me, personally, has always been the knock for me connecting with Nicki Minaj. She hasn't made enough hip-hop music on her albums for me as a listener to become a solidified fan, right? But when you take all of the accomplishments, the accolades, the time that she ran the game, the tours, the success, I can't argue with her being regarded as the number one. There's a lot of people out there that would agree that she's number one. I just can't say in my personal list that I would agree. Okay? But that's that. Let me know what y'all think down below in the comments, and please do not mistake this as fucking hate. Okay? I'm being as respectful as I can possibly be. I'm not being, you know what I mean? I'm not taking this outside of music. I'm not taking this outside of anything else. I'm just expressing my opinion, which I did for so many others who I said I would have rearranged. So please keep it respectful when you speak to me, because you know I don't play that shit. All right? But again, let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. This is Billboard's list, not my list, not your list. But be sure to let me know. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel and become an insider, and be on the lookout for the I'll Be Back interview very soon. All right? Much love and respect. I'll see y'all later. Peace. king of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda, we hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer, we come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden, they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.